A train wrecked to spin fire. The NFT analyzer, diving deep into projects. He's the crypto energizer. From mint coins to tokens, he's got all the intel. Web3 is a tree to show you where to excel. He's got the insights like a digital magician, unveiling secrets of the blockchain with precision.
Hey, Mega GMs, guys. Welcome to the Swarm Report. Man, we might be back. I mean, that soon. Might be back. All right, let's do some quick GMs here, and let's get into this market. Let's see who knows what way we're actually going here. Choina, good morning, man. Good to see you, sir. Drop King, good morning. Cats GM. Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's definitely a trap, or is it? Yeah. Either way, I don't think... I hope nobody's surprised by what we're seeing already this morning, right? I think this is going to go exactly like we were guessing, expecting, whatever. Look, I think we're going to be just fine here. I think a lot of the reactions we saw to the past week in crypto calls that it's over, that we saw the top. It's like, right? I think we're going to find out pretty darn quickly that that's all silly. And also that nobody knows. Actually, it's the thumbnail today. Nobody knows anything. Nobody knows anything. Come on. Picasso, good morning. Luna GMs. I'm not ready to write those kind of calls off. 150 Bitcoin, 10K ETH. Maybe I'm crazy, but I still think they're possible. I kind of lean that way, that's still going to happen. And I just, oh boy, I kind of have a feeling that some people might get surprised by what happens here still. We'll see. Nobody knows. I don't know. JJ, good morning. Of course, we'll show all the sides here. And for funds, we can make our predictions. Pretty soon, pretty soon we'll be making these predictions on Predict Base with live odds. Now, that's going to be fun to trade, man. Making bets on Bitcoin price hits what by a certain date, but betting the odds, playing the odds instead, man, that's what I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that. Oh, and by the way, I didn't put it in the title, and I probably should have, but I got to tell you, man, I'm starting to wonder if DeFAI, the thing we've talked about a lot here, and said it hasn't really lived up to the hype, right? It hasn't done the thing we were hoping it would do. Hasn't happened. Maybe it's not going to happen. And no, you know what? That's not actually true. The way we framed it here is saying it makes sense. Maybe we were just too early. Maybe we were expecting it to come too quick, but we all believed it was going to come. Dude, I'm starting to see things that make me think maybe DeFAI is coming finally, finally going to happen. There's a really cool thing happening out there with some major LLMs that are trading a trading challenge, and it's really interesting. And so I'm watching for DeFAI to kind of take off here. We'll see. Alizar, good morning. Winner's back. Wait. Well, not crypto winner. Oh, I got you, dude. Dude, is it snowing where you are? Man, we can even look at it like winner mutes back to market making shenanigans too. Cats, I think I just saw Cats did like 5 leverage trades on Butler. Yeah, there it is. But hey, Butler right now is the alpha. We'll also talk about that too. And hey, finally a good launch on virtuals. We were supposed to have a guest today, and this guest still coming on, but we had ShopX that was going to come on the stream this morning. They pushed their launch back by I think a week and a half here. So we'll get them on the show, but I markets, I wouldn't want to launch in this market. I don't care how good your product is or what, I wouldn't want to launch in this market. So maybe they're delaying it because of that. Whatever their reason, I think it's smart to delay it. ShopX will come on next week, along with another guest I thought was coming on Wednesday, coming on next Wednesday instead. That one I'll share actually here in a quick minute. Burr, dude. All right, we're live on Abstract X YouTube. You know the drill, guys. Come over to YouTube. Hit the like wherever you're watching, man, but come over to YouTube and subscribe over here. I'm gonna share. Yeah, I'm gonna share the show. Hang on, let me get this pulled up. All right, let's see. Hey, some of you guys, the head start here, Sharon. Appreciate that. Picasso, thank you, man. Okay. There's the alpha. Use Butler to do trace multiple times a day. That's the alpha. Yeah, we're about to see what those airdrops look like. We'll check the leaderboard on virtual, but that's the alpha. If you want to get big old token stimmies on virtuals, it's that. Anyway, subscribe over here. It's CryptoSlam on YouTube. You can follow me at Hudah_idiot over on X. I'm gonna change my handle soon. I think. I know you're not supposed to. You're supposed to keep your brand. I think I'm getting ready for a big old change. Follow SlamAI_XYZ. And the Swarm_AI. I've been telling you guys we're gonna move where the stream is. It is happening. It may not be this week, but announcements coming this week as soon as even tomorrow. So stay tuned for all that. We did have a cool partnership to announce here, which is just the start of a lot of cool stuff. But this one's exciting, and the boys from Tatum coming on the show next Wednesday. So looking forward to that. But yes, officially announced. I think it was on Friday, with some announcements still going out here today. But you're going to see SlamAI data in the Tatum ecosystem. It's a big old hub of RPCs and data coming from all over Web3. It's all in one spot there on Tatum. It's pretty damn cool, guys. So you'll have wallet DNA, and all those metrics inside of DNA now available. Maybe that site's not live yet. Maybe it's a bad link. I don't know. Anyway, available in Tatum. Again, they'll be on the show next Wednesday to talk about what this partnership is, who it's for, what it means, how you use it. A lot of cool stuff, but they're a big partner. Excited to be working closely with those guys. I think we've been working with them for a while too, but this is a much deeper integration here. So excited for that. We'll share more with you guys here soon. But check that out. In fact, probably worth giving these boys a follow too. Tatum_AI. Good guys. Great product. Yeah, excited to be over there. Okay. Big news this morning. Sir Billy, good morning. At this point, I think resolved for the most part. In fact, I'll check our CryptoSlam site because it did impact us. Look, site outages everywhere this morning. Everywhere. AWS was down. Crazy. It's crazy when you start seeing how impactful that is, and it does impact stuff on chain too. It does. Infura having major issues because of this, right? They've got these RPCs where for what ETH, Arbitrum, Optimism. I mean, just everywhere. Base. It did impact blockchains, which is kind of scary. Do we expect that? Sure, to some degree. But man, I mean, super, super impactful. I mean, almost things on the web. I don't want to say come to a screeching halt, but it's a pretty big impact. Coinbase affected, Robinhood affected, and then non-crypto products, Snapchat, Roblox, Canva. I think we're back up. I could check down detector. I think we're up. I've had no problems this morning, other than maybe on our own site again. It wasn't. Oh, I kind of want to peek. We back yet? I hope we're back by the time we get there. Yeah, still not. Yeah, outages must be going on still. Crazy. Virtual is impacted too. So again, it's just anything online right now that uses AWS. Probably dealing with some outages. Funny enough, people use that story to, I guess, start pushing the on-chain versus off-chain narrative, which nobody cares. Nobody cares. But of course, the Bitcoin bros are going to use that and say, our shit's on chain, and they're right. But nobody cares. Anyway, we'll keep our eye on that. Is it a bigger scandal? Maybe. All right, let's take a look at the market here. Again, we've bounced back today. The trade war, the tariff war, the rare earth minerals, China, U.S., as of now, war of words. That's all it is. But a little relief there after it sounds like maybe the U.S. throttling back a little, and China also signaling they're ready to make a deal too. I don't know. Sounds very much like we're going to be. Sounds like we're going to be okay, and I don't think anybody doubted that. It's why this big overreaction we had in the past week. It is exactly that. It's an overreaction on top of some really funny, maybe market manipulation on Binance. We've talked to death about that, so we won't go into down that path. But I think fundamentally the market is much more sound than people want to, want to admit, maybe on the timeline at least. Not to say that there's not stuff to be concerned about. There is. There is. Michael Saylor still buying. Not surprised there. What are you shilling here? Percolator. It's funny, nobody's buying any tickers right now. I'm watching a few coins. I'm, debating when I'm getting in or not, and I'm not getting in anything yet. There are some coins I'm looking at. I'll tell you that I'm there. But like I said over the weekend too, I'm like, it's going to take more than us being at 110, 111, even 115. It's going to take something a little more sustained or like much bigger news to give people confidence to get back in. Right now, people are probably doing exactly what I'm doing, sitting on the sidelines and watching, right, for some kind of signal that it's go time again. I have no doubt that go time's coming. I have no doubt. But I'm not ready to go in because I also have not a ton of confidence that we don't have another big old dump. I still think we might. Still, Bitcoin looking all right here, 110.8, ETH over 4K. Really like to see that. BNB back over 1100. That's great to see too. Past 24 hours, it's nothing but green here. Ripple 245, Solana 192. Again, we're looking pretty darn good here in the past 24 hours. I like it. We may peak. There's some good tokens. This is a token that launched. There's some good stuff that launched in the past few days. Did you guys see DTV? Drapper TV. If this launched at a different time, this thing would be up at 50 mil right now. This coin's sitting at 6 mil FDV. And it's a good quality token, pump fund token from a big name. Big name in the Bitcoin side. Huge. Smart. Dude, that's it. It's time for spot. You could actually, if you had some big balls, leverage trading right now would be super like high risk, high reward. This is a very high risk, high reward time. But some people are going to make some silly money here. There you go. No, Rick. Hey, if it cooks, all the credit to you, dude. We may peak at that, dude. But yeah, spicy. You guys are welcome to go. Obviously, go check that out. I mean, we're still here to make plays. Anyway, market looking all right. I'm still expecting. I'm expecting the unexpected. How about that? All right, over to ETFs. Let's start with Bitcoin. We'll take a peek at Friday. Again, if you tune into the weekend streams, we cover this, so it's a little review for you. But yeah, last week not great. Friday though, 366 million outflows on the Bitcoin side. Over on ETH, I think I remember very similar there. Yeah, 232 million outflows. And then Solana, I think we were positive. Let's see if the memories were. Yeah, there we go. 11.1 million inflows over on Solana. There we go. Not bad. Okay, again, kind of a review, but that's the sentiment. That this is where I lean right now. I do think something with the market kind of broke Friday. Last Friday, not the past one, the one before. And I'm with Beanie here. It's not coming back for a while. My definition of a while is probably not his. My definition of a while is like maybe even a couple weeks, 2-ish weeks, something, right? Ballpark. Still think we start heading up into the right here. Still think November might be really, really good. I really do think December is going to be really good. I'm still betting on crime from the Trumps who said Q4 is going to be, pretty special. I'm betting on that. Oh, is this from Tully? Well, that's Rick. If that's from him, that's pretty spicy. Hang on, let me pull that up. Hang on. What's that? What's that ticker again? Percolator. Hang on, let me pull this up. Let me just peek real quick. You tell me if I'm looking at the right one. All right, there we go. All right, let's see what that is. Real quick, little detour. Let's have a quick peek. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, man, might be a play. Might be a play. Might be. Might be. Not financial advice. I'm probably not buying. Again, I'm not. I don't have enough confidence in the market right now, but looks pretty interesting. Here, we'll peek back at that again. Yeah. Hey, spicy. Spicy. I like it. But I'm here though. I'm here. I don't think people are ready to degen yet. I don't. And because of that, I don't have any confidence in the upside. If that's a token that when the market's cooking, you would expect a 20, 30, 40, 50 mil right now. I don't know. 5, 10 mil. I don't think anybody has any confidence to hold anything. So keeps me from playing. It kind of does. It kind of does. Right? You got calls like this again. We looked at this before. Right? Calls for Bitcoin to fall to what? Low 90s. We've seen calls for it to get into the 80s, 70s. 70s would be really interesting. Really. But again, from a week and a half ago, that something broke, and I really do believe this. The 10-11 liquidation event, 30 to 40 bill liquidated. I don't think we saw the casualties of that yet, and I expect that they're there. I really do. I really do think that there's some platforms, funds, whatever, that were completely wiped out and we've not heard of them yet. I do think there's something there. So I don't think we've seen the fallout yet. Kind of expecting we're going to. And we're still waiting to see how the US-China little trade war works out. People talk that China looking to decouple. They're scooping up all this gold. That could kill our run. That could absolutely kill our run. No, like the war of words, though, it's kind of sounding better. This is going back. This is just yesterday. Trump and Xi going to meet. When is this? When's October 31st? Next week? Next Friday. Next Friday, these two are meeting at the APEC summit in South Korea. Good news. Maybe a deal worked out, maybe not, but good news. Like there is kind of expecting something to be worked out there. I do. That said, people are questioning how soon this thing ends. It will end, right? The special part of the run ends. I still don't feel like we've hit the special part, right? Like the final leg. Banana Zone Part 2. I don't think we haven't hit it yet. Maybe we don't. This is the problem right now. Everybody's waiting to see if it's even still going to happen. I think nobody doubts we're going to see, another all-time high. Some do. I don't. But it's the alt season. That's the thing people are wondering. We might not see altcoins do anything special from here on out. We might not. It might be Bitcoin or bust for the rest of this cycle, and that wouldn't surprise me. But you see a lot of talk about that on the timeline. Again, we covered it over the weekend yesterday, but basket of the top 50 altcoins, most of them below where they were after the FTX crash. That's kind of scary. Altcoin transfers to exchanges. Wow. That's hit a new year high. This is going back like the past 12 months. Year high. People taking their altcoins, sending them to exchanges, dumping them, boys, dumping them out. Maybe. It doesn't mean they sold them, but they're sitting at the exchanges ready to be sold. Right. And so we also heard from Powell that they're going to stop quantitative tightening. I was very careful talking about this the other day, too. It doesn't mean quantitative easing is coming. It doesn't mean that. We know rate cuts are coming, but quantitative easing isn't necessarily coming. And in fact, It sounds like it's not. It sounds like it's not. Doesn't matter. I still think up and to the right. I still think those rate cuts matter. We did some digging this weekend too, and really easy low-level research, right? But if people are calling for the end of the bull market, saying we've entered a bear now, but we have rate cuts coming, we've never had rate cuts in a crypto bear market. We've never had it. That might be wrong by like one example. But I'll just say it like that because I think it sounds better. We've never had rate cuts in a bear market. I don't see a bear market here right now. I don't see it coming in the very near future. Again, my time frame when I say near, soon, whatever, short term, that's like now, right? Bear market isn't here. I don't believe that. And with rate cuts coming, guys, as soon as next week, we are most likely going to get another 25 basis point cut next week, next Friday, Thursday, Friday. And I think it's at this point probably priced in, probably we move up a little with it too, but bear market looming, don't see it. I don't. We've got like the flip side of that conversation too. A lot of people are calling for the end. It's the bear market, whatever. We topped, and we have all these other takes, and I think they're all legit too. It's the business cycle that hasn't materialized yet. I like Tech Dev. He breaks that down very well in his newsletter. We're still at the bottom of this business cycle, which just keeps growing longer and longer and longer. But it's a signal to be watching for. Going by that, we haven't, hit that special part of the cycle. And now you see all these comparisons of Bitcoin gold to Bitcoin. And a lot of signals there too that Bitcoin's about to do something very special too as people rotate from gold back to Bitcoin. Gold just had this like incredible run. Seems to have capped out, maybe. But a lot of people putting this on the timeline too. Gold topped its Bitcoin time. I don't know. I don't doubt it. I wouldn't bet against that. I wouldn't. The thing I'm betting on though, like all these technical things and, the way things have worked historically, great. Use them to help, come up with your thesis. I'm betting on, I guess, the crypto sector, right? I'm betting on innovation. I'm doing that because finally, like the doors are open to build here in a way they weren't before. Right? The SEC's war on crypto, I think, put a pause to a lot of the great stuff that we were hoping to have already seen. All the great innovation and the great builders coming here. Look, they're here now. They're starting to come. We've got some good people here. Got some great people here. But, if the past few years with the SEC trying to crush crypto didn't actually crush crypto, well, it's a different story now. You have the former president of PayPal saying he's dedicating his life to making Bitcoin the winning payment system in the world. It's great stuff, man. We weren't hearing that, a year or two ago. Not at the rate we hear it now, right? So many people talk like this now. And this is why I want to bet on this sector still. And I don't think, God, this will sound nuts if I say I don't think we're even close to the top and close to the end. It's because of things like this. Right? We talked also this yesterday. But Mert saying a very similar thing. Right? You can look at all the charts and do all the TA you want, but you better be, Mike, good morning, man. You better be looking at who's here in the space and who's building and what they're building. And, behind the scenes, and we're getting taste of it. The ICM Met, I think, is actually really important. It shows the builders who are here, who are trying, and some of those builders are going to make some like game-changing products, right? That's what I'm betting on. Doesn't mean much for our bags right now, but it does mean innovation's coming here and investments are coming to this space, and it's incredible. Bert's saying here, builders in crypto have the edge. They can see these leading indicators like impactful products, BD, technical releases, incoming talent, startup ecosystem health. These things are looking great. These things are basically, I'll tell you, man, I think they're basically at all-time high and only feel like it's growing. I've not seen a slowdown in that. I've not seen a slowdown in teams coming to the space trying to build. I've not seen a slowdown from like VCs, investors looking to fund products, builders here. I've not seen that slow down at all. And man, did that slow down a screeching halt during the bear market and really just before the bear market. I haven't seen it slow down at all. I would tell you this stuff's thriving behind the scenes. Deals are being made. Money's being thrown around. Like it behind the scenes, things look really, really healthy on chain here. Right. And then this is where it starts paying off. You've got Stripe's Tempo blockchain raise, $500 million. This is what, a few days ago announced. Friday, I think it was announced. More of that's coming. More of that's coming, man. Now, like, look, are they going to drop a token or not? No idea, but it does show the kind of money that's coming to this space. Some of these projects, some of these places or companies like Stripe are going to drop a token. They are. And then you'll include them in that list of big token drops we're waiting for, right? Some of these things will be liquidity events for us, not just draining liquidity, but bringing some into the space. And I'm betting that there's dozens more like this over years, right? Hundreds, thousands. It's a really silly thing what's about to happen here. And I think just looking at charts and doing TA, it doesn't put value on this stuff, and you should. You really need to. This is really, to me, the leading indicator. So we'll see. And then the surprise stuff that comes, the stuff that really is going to make or break us this cycle. It's legislation, it's regulations, it's the market structure bill. It's changing of crypto tax reporting. It's all these things. The SEC said crypto is their number one priority to still. Making the U.S. the crypto capital of the world. We're not now still. We're still not. So their work is cut out for them. But remember, that's their goal. That's their objective. And here we find out the Federal Reserve going to host a conference on payments innovation. That is coming up actually tomorrow. Awesome. Dude, reps from Chainlink, Paxos, Circle, Coinbase. That's the stuff that has me excited. That's the stuff that makes me think, man, I don't see this ending anytime soon. Because look, even in a bear market, there will be building here then. If it's like, again, if you can now come here and build and not face the wrath of the SEC, well, then that just means opportunities come kind of regardless of the market. And that's what I'm betting on it. Now, here's the last thought on like kind of broader market. I'm still watching for a black swan. I am. Last Friday wasn't quite it. 2 Fridays ago wasn't quite it, right? That was spooky. That was scary. Like, man, wasn't great, but that wasn't a black swan event. Something like that, but worse, that unwinds things. Maybe the market structure bill not passing would be, but this is the biggest black swan event. Everybody's aware of this, right? By this, I mean, look at this market. There's a market on Polymarket. Will Satoshi move any Bitcoin in 2025? Now, okay, there's more to this story, and I'll break it down. This is not as scary as it sounds, but you got 2 wallets who all of a sudden have bet, I think we're in the like 5 figures, like $10,000 plus on yes. Satoshi's wallet's going to move Bitcoin. This came in kind of all of a sudden. And that should maybe scare the shit out of you. Gainsey tweeting kind of, honestly unsettling. Yeah, dude, if that happened, if the Satoshi wallet actually moved Bitcoin, that's supposed to be untouchable, right? If that wallet moves Bitcoin, look out. That's a black swan event. That would be crushing. What really is happening here, most likely, and we talked about this Friday a little bit, the wording of the market matters a lot, right? We were looking at a UFO kind of video, and there's a market. Will the U.S. say that extraterrestrial life exists before the end of the year or something like that, right? Well, the key thing there was they have to say extraterrestrial. They can't just say aliens, right? They can't just say that, or they can't just say non-human. Well, in this case, there's a lot of wallets that probably are called Satoshi's wallets, right? Looking into this, it's somebody maybe playing that this market could resolve from some other wallet that's named Satoshi's wallet, right? It sounds like that could be the play here, right? The resolution criteria here. It's somebody betting that it resolves yes when it's not really, really Satoshi's wallet, right? So this, I think, is okay, but it's a good reminder. Well, 2 things. One, prediction markets are kind of fun to play. But also then, if the Satoshi real wallet really ever moves some Bitcoin, game over. Game over for a minute. How much supply does the Satoshi wallet hold? 10? Somebody here knows it. What? It's like 10+% of the supply. It's a massive amount of supply. Even 5%, 10%, whatever it is, it's a massive amount. That would scare the shit out of this market. That would crush this market. So, just a good reminder. That's right. Yeah, I knew cats would appreciate this one. Yep. The words matter. The words like to the fucking T matter. All right, boys. Onto the AI market here. That's it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Black Swan event. Yep, it would recover. It would probably take some years, and it depends what happens with that Bitcoin. If it's all sold at once, if it's moved, it's going to spook the market for a while. It's going to open up a big old can of worms. If all that Bitcoin was sold, would crush the market, and it would recover. Right? If it sold it, because then you're like, okay, well now there's nothing left to sell. We're back to where we were, where we thought that Bitcoin was untouchable. But as is, I'm just going to say 5%. I really should know this. Let's say 5% of the Bitcoin supplies in that wallet. Part of why Bitcoin moves the way it does now is because people assume 5% of the supply, 10%, whatever, is just locked up forever. Awesome. If it moves, spooks the market and crushes us. So we'll see. Hopefully that never happens. We'll see. All right, AI market. Again, there's a really cool story out there. Real excited to get to it. But total market cap, 15.39 billion. 1.1 mil. Help me math. Is that 5%? Can I math? I'm not even going to bother trying. 15.39 bill. I don't know, man. Not looking great. This does seem to be our bottom at this point. Like we've just been stuck here. Although USDT at 7.7 bill, so what? 8. I mean, we're a little over 7 bill is the real market cap of these AI coins. It's not great, right? IRC is your top coin, Agent Coin, followed by Fart Coin, Toshi, AIC, and then Tibber. Tibber's getting back up to all-time high. Hey, dude, I'm happy. That kind of makes my day, dude. Good. That scares the shit out of me sometimes. Tibber looking really good, guys. Really good, really strong. I mean, in this market, for this to be holding around 300 is pretty telling. On the infrastructure side, we got FET, DCAI, Virtual, IOTX, and then Open. And then in DeFAI, that I've been waiting, hoping, still believing we've not seen this really take off yet. And I still believe we will. When people use DeFAI products because they help you trade easier, like you just get to be hands off and this stuff trades for you, and maybe you win. Maybe you trade better than you could if you were trading on your own. This changes DeFi when it actually, right when that moment arrives, we might be getting there. This next story is really interesting, man. But in DeFi, Ask Venice on top, AI Tech, Banker, Cortex, Olos. I'm still watching. I think some of this could be really, really disruptive. Really disruptive. And let's peek at Mindshare. Cookie on top. Interesting. Why? Why is Cookie on top? Probably need to go check their X accounts. Did Cookie have news? We got Banker, Elsa AI, no TGE yet. We've got CXT and then Fartcoin. I do watch this leading indicator here. Kind of think Pump Fund's the leading indicator now, but Fartcoin I'll use, right? Till we realize we can't. But 380, not bad. Keeping an eye on Fartcoin. I'm really curious with Cookie. Hang on, let me peek here. Let me peek here at what's going on with Cookie. Hoods, I didn't see Uniswap. I didn't see that. Uniswap added Solana. Interesting. What are they doing? Cookie snap rewards? Okay. All right. So hang on. So Recall did a big old, it's a lot of money, 3.7 million bucks to top snappers, which is like Cookie's, Cookie's Mindshare kind of campaign, right? It's pretty spicy. Yeah, so I think that's why they just gave out Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of money. It was $4 million to top yappers, tweeters. They call them snappers. Pretty good. Okay. Well, that might explain the mindshare thing. So yeah, pretty cool. All right. Virtuals maybe starting to look more interesting again. Finally, right? Still got some concerns here. I think everybody does, but I think we're at the point now where points are gone. I think that's this week. Points go bye-bye. I don't know if your point balance is going to go get Thanos snapped. I think they will, right? Points are going to be meaningless at some point this week. And so then the airdrop that you're getting for your points is going to transition entirely. It's already transitioned part of the way, but it's going to go entirely to your Butler usage, right? So now we have the leaderboard ranking you based on your Butler usage, your ACP usage. GM Gravity. One more week of points ends after this epoch. So is it like Wednesday still? No, 6 days. Okay, we have almost a full week. So basically, like next Sunday, this will come to an end. This coming Sunday, that ends. Okay. But at this point, for this final week, only 1% of 1% of the 3% is going to points. The other 2% is going to ACP, Butler usage. And so now people are actually starting to use Butler and ACP. Will broke this down a bit. ACP usage or Butler usage is at an all-time high. Thousands of transactions. And like Kat said, he's now trading multiple times a day using Butler. Yeah, and that seems to be how you're grinding out your points for this leaderboard. Probably need to do that because I think some of these tokens will matter quite a bit. I think you might be looking at guys, I mean, if we're getting a couple bucks in token airdrops, you might be looking at, 10, 20 bucks, 50 bucks token airdrop. You might be looking at couple hundred bucks when things get spicy again. You might be. Butler's down. Yeah, this is related to AWS Picasso. I have a feeling that's AWS related. Because, yeah, Virtuals was impacted here. So, yeah, I just think that's a bigger issue here. We got Scream going live tomorrow. May pull them on the show here. May just see, but I still don't know with that one. Anyway, Cicada on the board here in a couple days as well. But actually, before we get to the next one, I want to look at some of these newer tokens because some of these are looking spicy, actually, guys. Some of them. Caesar. Dude, Caesar's at a 13 mil market cap. Hang on, that's not right. It's not wrong either, but FTV is 13 mil. There we go. 13 mil FTV. I do think this is going to get, I don't know, but I think a lot of ACP usage from this one right here. There's some plays. There's some plays on virtuals. All right. Worked for cats. Okay. But interesting. Some of these tokens looking all right. ATM at almost 5 mil. AIX bet at 5.5 mil. Some of these looking pretty decent, but we've still been waiting for the first major launch. And I think we finally got it. I think. Okay. So here's one. This is one of those ones Will was hinting at that he knew something was coming. There's some good looking stuff. This is not one of his A tiers. I think Will's got this at a B tier, but we've got Provenance Fact Check, who Will is actually be working with, which is pretty interesting. I'm kind of curious, in what capacity. I don't know if he's advisor. I don't know if he's on the team. I don't know what, but kind of interesting. Let me go get the project description. Actually, you know what? Let's play the video. No, Cats, if there's FUD about this, I didn't see. No, hit me with a link if you got something. I don't know if we got an Aristotle competitor here or what, but yeah, let's play this video real quick. Oh, they already launched a token here? Yeah, dude.
Did you know that AI chatbots are responsible for a 35% misinformation rate, This alarming statistic highlights the growing crisis of AI-driven falsehoods. Social media platforms, especially X, are becoming breeding grounds for such misinformation. Enter Provenance AI, a game changer in fact-checking. By combining AI with blockchain, it offers real-time verification. Users can tag @0xprovenance on X for instant fact checks, ensuring transparency and accountability. Provenance AI isn't just about technology, it's about community. Through tokenized governance, users contribute to balanced outputs, fostering diverse perspectives. This platform empowers everyone to be part of the solution. Provenance AI empowers users to verify information reliably, fostering critical thinking. Its enterprise-grade tools integrate seamlessly into organizations, contributing to a more informed and resilient society. Join us in building a trustworthy digital world.
Okay. All right. Got the general idea. Okay. Neat. You know, maybe more than neat, like this stuff matters. We need, you know, fact-checking tools. But yeah, here's Katsy's post. Some context here. Co-founders of Provenance are the co-founders of Fact Protocol. Co-founders of Fact Protocol are SEO marketing experts, docs through LinkedIn. Fact Protocol is a senior dev as an advisor. And is full-time elsewhere. Fact Protocol plans to launch their own token Fact on their roadmap. Or maybe they already have, since there's a full white paper. However, I can't find this token. Multiple tokens. Okay. Fact Protocol previously launched on Virtual's Perspective AI, PAI. This product and token look abandoned. When connecting to the old docs link, it has trouble connecting. Huh. Funny. I remember this one. I'm sure have they addressed this? Rick, is that real? Nvidia dropped a meme coin? Interesting. Yeah, are we looking at another? Come on, Will. Again, I like Will, you know. Too early to be going for the jugular, but as always, appreciate everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Also important to remain factual. I mean, but Will does this. Will would point something like that out. This is not going for the this is not going for the throat here. This is pointing out some stuff. I've been told to be more specific. They didn't actually launch 2 tokens. They launched another one here on Virtuals. Okay. And in the past, they had already plans to launch the Fact tokens separately. They did launch another token. They plan to launch Facts also. Okay. So multiple tokens. I'll say this. Couple points here, and this is something we'll be talking about a lot more for sure. I already have plans to talk about this. Good. Okay, yeah, that'll be interesting to hear. Here's the thing. Okay, like, so we kind of had this conversation with Hive Fury, right? They had a token before. They said it was a different product. New product, new token. I know people don't love that. I think people need to get used to that is the new norm. I also saw a tweet from Nick, and I don't think he's wrong about this. I also don't think he's totally right. I would love to chat with Nick, get him on the show and have a good conversation about it. But Nick made a tweet, maybe even like a week ago. Stop buying tokens that the token is like the first step to then ultimately another token launch. It's like, stop buying that. Stop doing it. That's fine. Like, you don't have to buy those things, of course. Right? I think people need to get ready for that being kind of the new norm. I'd probably argue, well, first off, tokenize everything, right? That's been a big, it's been a big, like, it's almost like the motto of this cycle. Content coins, right? The ICM stuff, CCM stuff, tokenize everything. Every product, look, doesn't need a token, but you will see a lot of products, even in an ecosystem, that do have a token. And look, it's not that different from tokenizing content. The Nick tweet is what really got me thinking about it, because I'm like, okay, as a streamer, and I'll use myself as an example, and Nick streams too, I have a token I've launched from Zora, right? I put up my very first ever stream. I put it on Zora. That's now tokenized, has a token. I've streamed on Retake, has a token over there, right? So now I have a token there. I streamed on Pump Fun, I have a token there too. That same thought of don't buy a token because they've already launched a token, right? There's the first token, now they've got another token. Not buying it just because that's the order it went in. I don't know if that's like, I don't want to say it's not the right thought, but for me, not the right thought. I can wish there's just one token per platform. I can wish it. Maybe that's what I'd prefer. But also, I think we're in a new era. I think that's kind of an old school way of thinking that, like, truthfully, maybe it's more pure. Maybe I do wish things were more that way, maybe. But I also think it's a different time. And the reality is right now, tokenize everything, every product. I think in some ecosystems will get a token, just like every content creator might have a new token for every platform they stream on, every piece of content they make. It's just the reality of where we're going. And each one is a bet on that specific thing. And so these guys, what's their name again? Hang on, their name isn't Provenance, is it? Hang on, do they have 2 videos? No, just one. Provenance fact check. If they have another token, now they have a second token, more power to them, I think, right? Different products. We have to go into these things now. Again, good or bad, I don't know yet. I think it's still too early, but we need to go into these things just assuming, expecting whatever, that maybe all these products are going to have multiple tokens. You could make that argument, Cats. Project tokens different than create. You could make the argument, and I think you could easily make the argument on the other side too. It's like it's a preference, right? I might also wish that a project has one token for their entire ecosystem. I can make that make sense pretty easily. It could, but especially after talking to High Fury, and you start thinking about how entrepreneurs work, and they look, again, good or bad, often go from product to product and try to find that product market fit. Virtuals, I think, did a good job that their virtual token remained their token throughout different iterations, right? Virtuals, when they ended up pivoting to AI, could have launched another token. I'm glad they didn't. Right? Might not have worked out well for them if they did. But I think we need to get used to that just because we want it doesn't mean that's how it's going to go. And then it's up to, you, me, if we want to buy and support that kind of thing. If we actually like stick to our guns and don't, that might help shape how this stuff goes. It might mean projects don't go and launch second tokens. There's the point too. There's the point. Hang on, I'm going to come back to that, Cats. That's a great point. Look, you can do it that way, or you can go do what Launchcoin Believe did, which is same token, rename it, then ultimately relaunch, but like, 1-to-1 supply in a way, even though that's not really what they did. So you can like relaunch, rebrand. Like there's a couple ways to do it, but ultimately it's going to be up to us as a buyer. And right, reality is projects are, yes, that's the reality. These tokens, all of them across the board, are not utility tokens. They're tokens to raise funds. If they're utility tokens, they're way overvalued. They do not have the value of what it's worth in the ecosystem to use it. Across the board, that is 99.9% of these tokens. So what they really are meme coins attached to a project that hopefully captures some of the value of the attention that project and product has. So because of that, I'm right back to, man, all these products probably going to have a token. Again, maybe better that there's one token and all the products, are part of that one token, but there is no like requirement. There's no rule that says it has to be. And I just think more and more, if that's what you want and expect, it's a losing battle. And then I think if you play that game, the losing battle game, I think you miss out on some opportunities. It's a really interesting conversation. I think at some point we need a spaces around this, like a big old spaces, just debating that idea, the right or wrongs and best practices and all, right? It's a bigger conversation. But yeah, a project launching a token prior for a previous product, good or bad, I don't think we have an answer to it yet. We could have what we want. It's so interesting. We can have what we want. The team has what they want. Maybe it's not aligned, and maybe it's going to end up being a problem for the token. We'll see. And we're going to see that a lot more coming up. That's why it's up to traders to understand. If you play the speculation game, always take profits on big pumps. There you go. Right? Again, if you write it off, you might miss big profits. And make no mistake, we're all here really for that. We love the tech. We have fun here. We love the community side, but we're all so engaged because we know there's opportunities if you stay engaged. So if you say, I'm never buying a token because they already have one and we think they're going to launch another, well, that's fine. You might limit your opportunities if you do that. We're only going to see more of that. But man, it's a fun conversation for sure. And it's the reality of what the space is now. So expect more. Okay, hang on. There's another new launch on the board. Okay, Provenance is looking interesting. Partnership with Will means it should get some attention. Maybe some hype. He is working with them more officially, right? Like he's either on the team, advisor, whatever. So something like what is it, Fable. And I know he's partnered with Loki now, right? Something like that. It felt like even a little more with these guys too. So we'll watch that. Hexar still interesting, right? It's like an assistant to help you with troubleshooting technical things. Kind of like it. Monkey Paw, again, interesting. I don't think this is the market for it. ShopX pushed back to next Monday. Will be on the show between now and then. I think maybe day. I would like them on day of at this point. So I think maybe next Monday we get ShopX on. Pettybot? Let's peek at this one. Hang on. Who is this? Let's see who the founder is. Okay. Don't know. So what is it? A live AI pediatric assistant used by real parents worldwide. It guides symptoms, performs triage, and supports families. It's already live, already helping, grounded in real pediatric protocol. Yeah, who trained this? Medical protocol layer. Okay. This is one of those things you're like, okay, neat, interesting. I feel like I could use ChatGPT, but also I appreciate something that's more specialized for like a certain topic. I don't dislike this stuff. This is where I start questioning the value of it. Like, why token for fundraising, right? We go back to that conversation. And then you can start kind of projecting out value for it. And in something like this, I don't see a ton, which is fine. So, yeah. Ooh, how is Preddy looking? Anyway, it's kind of interesting. I like it. We'll see a ton of this, an infinite number of these I would play this, but I have a feeling we're going to see a screaming baby or hear a screaming baby. Not in the mood. But no, interesting. Kind of like it. Not expecting a cook there, but we'll see a lot of that. Look, the only gate to launching something like this is what, $100 worth of virtual token, $150. So you'll see a lot of this stuff. A lot of people hoping they can, maybe, raise some money off this stuff. Maybe. So cool. All right, we got more to get to, and holy cow, dude. Cats, that name got me. That name got me. I was a little concerned at first. Yeah, some quick points back about Butler ACP. Butler wallet growth 419 new wallets. So people farming Butler to get some of those points, right? ACP jobs over 5,500. Oh, just in a day. Okay, so people really farming Butler and ACP. That's going to be how you get those airdrops. 3% going to Butler users. Pretty cool. All right, DeFAI. Said before, took way too long to get to this point. Sorry, guys. But look, people starting to talk about it being the next thing. I'm like, dude, the next thing? We've been talking about this for a year. By the way, Heathen and I've been chatting with him for a long time. It's time to get him on the show behind FXN. But yeah, we've been talking about DeFAI being the thing. Again, it's been a year, literally a year, hasn't really materialized, even though there's great teams and projects out there. Symphony, one of those teams. Great team, great product. But I mean, man, I still believe in it. I still believe the DeFAI thing. So when I saw this, it got my attention. This is pretty cool. Alpha Arena, 6 AI models training $10,000 each, fully autonomously. Real money, real markets, real benchmarks. This is pretty damn cool. XAI, let's see if we can. I should be able to get them by the symbols, right? But XAI, ChatGPT or OpenAI, Anthropic, so Claude, Google DeepMind. Hang on, what's that one? Is that Gemini? So Gemini, DeepSeek, and Quen, all trading against each other, starting with $10,000. They started actually like a week ago, and I think they had like $100 or $200. Yeah, so about a week ago they started trading, and it was a lot less. I think they've added to it now, and it's $10,000 each. This is live. You can see these guys trading live. I'll drop it in the chat, but it's NOF1. I think that's right. .ai. You can watch them trade live. Look, this is the kind of thing. Like, we know it's not new, but this is the kind of thing. If you all of a sudden see these making money, turn 10,000 into 500,000, this can get really, really big attention. Something like this could really make this meta explode. Also, what happens if these LLMs trade better than the DeFAI products we have here, which are all built off of this stuff anyways too, right? But then how do we take this attention, if it really does well and grabs attention, and translate it to like all these AI things, all these AI tools? But the opportunity might be there. It might. DeepSeek is doing the best so far. Let me make this a little bigger. But this is so cool. DeepSeek doing the best. It's 10,000 is now up to 13,600, followed by Grok 4, 10,000 like 300. Claude next. Then Quen. And then hang on, I don't know. Oh, that's Bitcoin price, right? Your worst performers here, GPT-5 and then Gemini have both lost money. But DeepSeek's your best trader so far, followed by Grok 4. Really cool. Dude, that could be needle moving. It really, really could be. If we can see these making money just on autopilot, I'm sorry, but man, I don't trade much. I would trade more if something just traded for me. I would. And it's why I have so much hope and belief in this DeFAI ecosystem. So I'm watching this, man, and I'm watching to see if this can catch some major attention. If so, really good for those DeFAI bags, and might be really good for some of these products here. Some of them. Watch the Kosher Capital stuff, right? I would have said watch Hey Anon, but that's not, I don't know. Watch Butler then. Watch these trading tools. What's the Symphony token? What's their, I'm trying to remember their token. Simp, right? There's probably going to be some plays out here. Let's hope that takes off. But like, this to me is maybe the biggest thing happening in DeFAI right now, as far as just like something that could get like normie exposure. It's this. I would be keeping an eye on this thing. Also, I don't know how long this goes on for, so we'll keep checking in. Let me bookmark that. I think that's fascinating. So let's see. Fingers crossed. But pretty damn cool. Pretty damn cool. All right, let's see if we're back up. It seems like no, but I do want to do a quick peek at the NFT market. Are we back? Nope. Still not back yet. Darn. Yeah, I have no idea where we're at for the week. No idea. Yeah, huge bummer. Okay. All right, we're not back. We're not back. Penny, good morning. All right, well then we'll hit some quick headlines then. Keep your eyes out, man, for Niuko. No idea when it comes, how it comes, whatever. It's going to be a free mint, I believe. Massive mint on Solana coming from the Doodles team. Now, it's not official Doodles. It's their former team, but guys with a ton of experience here. Some of the bigger names here in like the NFT space. Keep your eyes on this. I really recommend trying to get in this one. Great art. They got like the marketing machine, like really, really they got it pretty well fine-tuned. Really good stuff. Yeah, keep your eyes on that. Big sales 63, almost 64 ETH X copy sale. What is that, like a $250,000? You know, a little under that, but big X copy sale. This actually took place at Marfa. Pretty cool. Marfa's over. Cool stories, cool art came out of there. Next we have 8 Fest coming. This is interesting. 8 Fest is, I think this week. I think 8 Fest starts on Friday. Big Boy, Clips, Kodak Black performing. Really cool. Now, they also dropped a Telegram sticker collection on this news last week. Dude, didn't sell out. It didn't sell out. And I think they were free. They were either free or they cost like very little. But they didn't sell out. Like, what? Now that explains it. Claim didn't work. That's crazy, though. Claim didn't work. Yeah, a lot of people couldn't get the claim. Okay, that makes more sense than they just didn't sell out because nobody cared. Okay, it's a little better. All right, they're probably gone now. But dude, that was scary for a second. And then final story. No, next to last. But okay, this happened Friday. You're probably well aware of it, but let's cover it for anybody who doesn't know. All right, we had the OpenSea treasure chest crack open on Thursday last week. Wednesday, Thursday. I think Thursday. We were waiting for C token details, and we got them. C tokens coming, boys. This is one of the reasons I'm actually bullish on a much longer time horizon. I'm not just bullish here in the next couple of months. I'm bullish, I'll say it, man, deep into 2026. I don't think in this group, at least I'm the only one. I would tell you on crypto Twitter, it probably isn't the more common take here. Got it, Dead. Yeah, about those ape stickers. Got it. I think we're going to be fine well into 2026. I'll just say that. Part of it is because of something like this. Not because of this on its own, but because of things like this. OpenSea token's not coming this year, boys. It's not. It's coming 2026. There it is. C token coming Q1 2026, which I think is great. I would love to see if this happens very early January, a nice kickstart to the year. Hopefully Bitcoin's hit an all-time high in December. Vibes are high. Big token stimmy coming here. 50% of the C token supply is going to the community. It's a big chunk of the token. Pretty spicy. Now, out of that 50%, 25% is going to be upfront, meaning day one, you'll get 25% of your allocation. The other 25%, you might actually have to farm it. They haven't said. Maybe it's just vested and unlocks or whatever. I don't know, but you might actually have to farm your other 25%. And then the other 50%, I shouldn't say other 50%. Chona, you're nuts, bro. We'll get it with this. I believe it, dude. I believe it. We'll get it Q1. 50% of revenue, OpenSea revenue. It's pretty cool. Well, actually, is this trading fees they're talking about or OpenSea revenue? But it's going to be it's got to. I'm thinking it's OpenSea revenue. 50% of revenue at launch will be used to purchase C. Now, here's what we don't know yet. C will be deeply integrated in OpenSea, including ability to stake C behind your favorite tokens and collections. I wonder what that's for. You can stake your C behind a token or collection for what? Do they end up taking fees from that collection and splitting it up to people who stake their C behind that token or collection? Do you think that could be what they do? That would be super interesting, a way for them to share fees. I kind of lean towards that, man. If they get this right, they will stay relevant. I agree. Now, look, we launched a marketplace years ago. I don't know if anybody remembers this, but mid 2022, we launched a marketplace called Dropping Now, Dutch auction marketplace. I'm with you there, Troina. I've OpenSea is where I go to look at my wallet. Okay, on our marketplace, if you listed an NFT and it sold, you got an NFT in 1155 that equaled, what was it exactly? A share of the royalties or the fees from that collection trading. So let's say I listed a Bored Ape NFT and it sells. Well, the next one that sells, let's say there's a 2% fee. I think it was 1% goes to us, CryptoSlam, and the other 1% goes to people who hold the 1155. And if you're the only one, if you're the first person to sell a Bored Ape, then that other 1% goes fully to you. Right. And then the more people that list a Bored Ape, then you get watered down, but that 1% goes to everybody, split across everybody holding the 1155. I think OpenSea is doing that. I think that's what OpenSea is doing. Stake your C tokens, split the fees, the trading fees from that asset. I think that's super interesting. I really like that. So we'll see. We'll see. But like Mike, anybody else think that that's the take? Anybody else think that's what they're doing? Because I can't think of another reason to stake behind a token or an NFT. I just can't. Doesn't mean there's not another reason, but I can't think of it. So we got season 2 of farming, more rewards, right? They're putting bids behind the collections that had rewards go out. OpenSea's doing a lot right here. I like them. Yeah, I don't trust this pump, Luna. I'm with I still think we're heading to all-time high for Bitcoin. It's the only one I feel confident about, but I don't trust the market right here, right now. I'm not betting on anything yet. But yeah, I think that's what OpenSea's doing. Sharing of fees behind certain tokens. Tyler had a little breakdown. Let me see if he's got anything else here too. Staking another utility. Perps. Cool. I like a lot of what they're doing. Now let's wait and see, man, what Abstract is doing and Luca's doing, and let's see. And I'm still waiting to see if there's a little OpenSea crossover. We'll see. Last couple points, guys. Magic Eden is packs coming. I believe that's this week. So RWAs, Pokemon cards, all this good stuff. I think that's this week, guys. So we'll keep our eyes out for this. I like it. Could be fun. Should be fun. And then Chimpers launched their strategy coin on Friday. Is that right? Friday? Yeah. Chimper strat. Let's look at TokenWorks. We can wrap up there, but let's look at the TokenWorks tokens. They're not doing great. We did have a nice little pump over the weekend on some of these. Not sure how they're looking right now, so let's see. Vibester at 6.78. Hey, Punkster back up. Okay. 77 mil. Was at like what, 59, maybe 60. I still see some plays here, man. I do. I really do. If this run isn't over, and I don't believe it's over, then I think we got some plays here. Chimster, 2.8 mil. So I looked at this over the weekend, and I'm not sure, other than in some little pockets, that there was really any opportunities to win on this one yet. Anywhere up here, anywhere if you bought up in here, you're only basically even. You might be a little above even, but I would just say you're basically even. If you bought anywhere in that first, during that heavy tax time. I like to buy at 95%, around 200K market cap. And if you do that, you're even at 2.2, 2.25, 2.3 mil, you're even. So at 2.6 now, 2.8 maybe. You're up a little, but not enough. That's a gamble I wouldn't take. And so I didn't play it. If you bought at that 10% tax, maybe you got in at 2 mil. And you're up 25%, which is not bad. I mean, it's a decent enough win, but we're not seeing the huge upside here yet. That said, if the market comes roaring back, I believe it does for like the 100th time. I believe it does. Then I think this is not a bad place to be buying, right? 2.8, maybe it's near the high of this token, but I still think this kind of token has that potential for 5 mil, 10 mil. And if things get silly, and I think that chance is still there, why not 15 mil, 20 mil? It depends on how high Chimpers can go this cycle. They're hot, man. They're pretty damn viral outside of Web3. They are. So they got a lot of potential. But while I see GVC can, the Vibester token can hit 50, I don't know with Chimpers. Maybe it can. But I lean more towards like 15 for them, maybe 20. And then if things just get silly, then we'll see. By the way, okay, Luna, I got to ask, dude. I got to tell you, dude, Luna, for a while I thought, I know your name on X, but for the longest time I thought there's a Luna on X who watches the show too. But that's not you, is it? I'm pretty sure it's not. I think Luna on X is totally different than Luna here. Pretty damn sure. Again, like I know the account that I chat with you on X. Yeah, like this isn't you, right? Or you got alts. I don't know. Oh, it is you two. Okay. All right. Okay, Luna on X is Luna here, but also alt on X as well. Okay, I got it. Well, dude, then especially I super you're always like really nice with like the likes and the retweets, man. So I appreciate you a ton, man. Yeah, dude. Your other account? Yeah, let's throw it. And by the way, you weren't here when I did it, like after you came on, but I did before and I will again because I think you're great. I got you. All right, so here's Luna's. Here's Luna. Here's Luna, like our Luna. Non-hiding Luna. There we go. We'll have to run that back too. We'll do another like lighter session and talk some perps and shit. That's cool. But yeah, give Luna a follow. He's awesome. Also, I miss Carbon. You fucking boys. Got to get you guys getting along. So Carbon, if you're out there, come back, bro. We're all friends here. Cool. I'm just gonna check one more time. Damn it. I really want to check the market. I really want to see how up we are. I do think volume was good this week in NFTs, but let's see. We back? God damn it. We're not back. All right. We're not. Boys, there's the show. We'll get these guests sorted out so I can get these announcements out for you. But ShopX in the next week. Let's see. Tatum next Wednesday. There's a couple more sprinkled in here. We got some good stuff coming up. And in fact, that new Virtuals project, what are they called again? I don't think I'm going to have Hetty Bot. I don't think I'm going to have them on. But Provenance, let's get them on too. Let's get them on. Anyway, smash the like before you guys get out of here. Subscribe to CryptoSlam. And then, of course, follow SlamAI_XYZ and the Swarm_AI. Hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Goodbye. Fingers crossed for this freaking market, boys.